We can talk about Jayson Tatum believing that he's MVP.
I fully stand by it. I actually do. He has a good case.
Let's see. Let me find the quote.
I feel like he doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't believe that, but I don't think he cares. I think he's just saying that to put his name in the media, but like I don't think he cares that much. He just wants respect because the team is good. I really don't believe he's like I don't think he's making an MVP bid like Embiid did last year when he was like talking about it as often. Yeah. I just feel like he wants to like plant the little seed so that if he does end up going off or the other MVP candidates fall off, people will remember him talking about it. I think right now, I don't think he's serious about it, but I do think he wants like that idea in everyone's head. So if some shit happens, like, oh, remember Tatum said MVP, like that's how you start the narrative. You got to like say it, get people talking about it, even if it's right now, which I think we can agree, like he's not up there right now.
He's not, but I feel like he actually does care because during the All-Star Weekend press, they were talking about it, about like, oh, people don't put me at the same light because I should be winning championships other than the other guys like SGA and Luka who don't have championship rosters or something like that. And then now he's even talking about how voters should take into account this team dynamic. Like his stats aren't the same as these other guys, but they're winning games and dynamic asks him to do what's best for the team. So voters should take that into account. Honestly, I just don't think he's at the same level as those guys. Basketball wise,
I think he is. I just think he's not needed to do as like you can't be most valuable player if your team can win without you. You know what I mean? But I do think if he was honest, they can't though.
A chip without just
no. But like I'm saying for MVP,
an award. You know?
Yeah. I'm saying if the Celtics don't have Tatum for like a week, they're still probably going to win. Like they can win 4 games that week.
But this is a regular season award, Hassan. It doesn't matter about championship.
If you took Shea off the Thunder, they might not win any games that week. But I do think that if you put Tatum on the Thunder instead of Shea, they would be in a similar position. I do think
he wouldn't. I don't think he'd be putting up the same stats. Like some of these guys' stats are ridiculous, bro.
He'll be putting up better stats though.
Like Luka is hard. Like I do agree that in a lot of cases, like they should take into account the team. But it's like when you got people like Luka fucking averaging down there a 30-point triple double, it's like you can't really just be like, well,
what can you do?
My team is good. His stats are just insane.
Best season ever.
What's the criteria?
Well, wins and statistics.
Like, what is the MVP criteria? You got to have a baseline to start giving it. Like, exactly. So that's exactly what I want. Like, there's no criteria. So whoever's voting for this MVP thing is going to vote for whatever they feel like they're going to give it to. Whether it's this team dynamic Jayson Tatum's talking about or Luka's MVP stat run. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I think the winning
historically it's never like the Raptors were winning 60 games damn near every year. DeRozan or Kyle Lowry was never. MVP conversations, you know what I mean?
But I think winning only matters when it's like between 2 really close candidates. Like they're not going to give Tatum the MVP over Luka when his stats are significantly worse. Like if Tatum was averaging damn near 30-point triple-double too, then it's like, okay, you can give it to him even if he has worse numbers, but the numbers aren't close enough to be like, okay, he's on a winning team. Like I can get that if same thing with Rudy and AD right now for DPOY, right? AD's numbers are better, but like Timberwolves got the best defense in the league, so that's why people are voting Rudy for DPOY.
But I honestly don't think I think Tatum's the best small forward in the league, and he's up there, but I don't think he's on the same level as like SGA or Luka or Jokic.
I disagree.
In terms of tier.
I think he's in the tier. He's in the tier.
Well, I mean, I agree with Jokic. I'll say Jokic is a different tier.
Yeah,
I don't think you could put Jokic in there. But SGA, well, I don't know why you wouldn't put him in the same tier.
You know, I put Luka in the Jokic tier.
From a statistics standpoint, I'd say like
Tatum because if Jayson Tatum was on the Thunder, he probably averaged 33 points as well. Like I can promise you that. Almost.
30.
Didn't Tatum average 30 last year?
Right.
Didn't Tatum average 30 last year?
He did. And with Jaylen Brown and Derek White and who else did they have? Fucking Marcus Smart. Who was that? Robert Williams. All the fools they
Marcus Smart taking 10 shots a game, 5 to 10 shots.
I agree.
Marcus Smart's a chucker, bro. Don't even start that shit with me. I know he be chucking them bitches.
Yeah.
I think Tatum and Shea are definitely comparable, but I do think Luka is a step above Tatum.
Above him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luka and Jokic.
Tatum, he does have an all-around game. But he's not all around in the sense of like a Luka and a Jokic. You know what I mean?
He's a capable passer, but he's not like a playmaker.
Yeah. So I have Luka and Jokic ahead of him. But other than that, everyone, in that tier is still like interchangeable. Like
last year, do you guys have a hold on, let me rephrase this. Last year when we were like, ranking these players, did you have Tatum over SGA?
Yes, and I still would today.
Which I agree with Bez. I agree with Bez too. I still would count Tatum because But Hassan saying Tatum is not on this tier is crazy.
No, I take that back. After
Okay.
talking, yeah.
All right, respect.
Because he's winning player too.
I just think I can get with Luka and Jokic because they literally do everything for the team. But like, I feel like Tatum and Shea are equal level of responsibility. It's just Shea does more because he has to, but it's not that Tatum can't do that much. It's just that he's on a team where he has other players.
Tatum can do that. He's been a part of like,
but not on the same. He can't do it on the same level as Luka and Jokic.
No,
the
passing's not there
right now.
He can't play like he can pass well, but he can't play make. It's like two different things. You know what I mean?
He plays
like
for
Jokic. There was a stat I saw. I don't remember. I can't find it, but it was like the most uncontested easy layups. Aaron Gordon was like the fucking by far has the most open easy layups in the league. So Jokic is just wide open layups to Aaron Gordon and all his teammates. Tatum is not going to do that, but he'll hit the wide open pass and like make pass the ball. He's not going to ball hog it. So it's just a different dynamic when it comes to I think Jokic, Luka, Giannis, whoever you want to throw in there, and then like Tatum and all those other guys. Yeah,
I think the thing is like popularity is not a big thing too, because Tatum I think he has the most jersey sales in the NBA too. So
does he?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it is just like less statistic wise, but I don't see him winning an MVP. I don't know ever.
His stats were still. He has to be on this team, and his stats be jumping off the wall. Like
in this, he's in Boston.
If he averaged SGA numbers on this team, like he would win MVP.
Yeah, listen, he's the best small forward. He has a chance.
Well, you have like other people like Embiid averaging 35, and Wemby's coming about too. Like
65 games, bro. Don't forget 65 games.
But it's like
it's like the top threshold is so high right now that he has to get a 30-piece to be considered for MVP. Because so
right now we're
he had a 30-piece last year. It's just like wasn't enough though, because you have Embiid doing what he's doing and Jokic doing historic stats too. Like
well, last year they weren't 35. The Celtics also weren't as good this last year as they were this year. Like this year, I think they're the most dominant team in the regular season. Like everyone can agree on that.
Yeah, because they're the best team, not the best player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if he averaged what he did last year, this year, I think I don't know if he would have won it, but he would be for sure in conversations. It's just that his numbers are down a little bit, and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like his numbers are down from last season, but it's people like to put their own criteria on certain things and like move the goalposts. Like we see this every year with Jokic and Embiid. It's like 1 year, oh, this dude's the MVP. Next year, like, oh, we're not going to give it to him because the playoffs. Like people just make up their own rules.
Yeah.
So,
but there's always someone who's going like super crazy, and I don't know if Tatum will ever have that super crazy season to the point where he gets an MVP.
I think he could.
Well, I mean, right now he's the best small forward in the league. Can we not agree? As we're doing this,
like he's not that far off from winning MVP. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's close, bro.
Like if he was averaging 5 more points,
they'd still give it to Jokic though.
No,
or no. 5
more
points,
not this year. This year, Jokic his stats are there, but he's not winning as much as I wanted him to.
If he actually had that Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality, like he wishes he did, he would be an MVP. Like if he was as aggressive as Kobe Bryant, he would be averaging 35 points.
That's just not his personality. I remember someone talking about how like him and KD kind of have the same leadership style, that they're not like outspoken or like media per se, like their media or their like personality doesn't pop out to the media. So
you don't got the charisma.
Yeah, Tatum is just like
no aura.
He won't yell at anybody except the refs.
Yeah.
Like,
but Tatum has the most jersey sales though. Like he's popular, people know him.
He's a good player, and he's very playoff success. He plays for a storied franchise, so people like him, obviously. But it's just that his game is fun to watch, but he doesn't have that leadership personality that some of these other players.
No swag.
What is that? What is that one account that be having them fucking zodiac signs? Like all these energies don't match up. Jayson Tatum energy just don't match up with the other alpha players in the league.
I don't know. I really don't think he'll win an MVP.
I think in this
championships are better though. So
in this era, I don't think he has a high chance of winning one either. Honestly,
next era too. We got Wemby in the league, bro.
He's not gonna. This fool's not gonna care. Jayson Tatum is not gonna care if he goes and wins 3 Finals MVPs. I promise you.
I think Wemby's a few years away from winning MVP. Like the team's still got to be good. Like he's gonna do his thing, obviously, but the Spurs aren't gonna be like championship contenders for at least 3 years.
But we can project like maybe he wins 2 to 4 MVPs. That's 2 to 4 seasons.
Yeah, at some point though, but the dude is 19.
Yeah.
Like that's in the way in the future.
But then we have Luka. What if Luka gets a good team? That's another MVP on the way.
Luka
You know, voter fatigue.
I hope he wins it this year. I think Luka deserves it.
Jokic or Luka, most likely. SGA is in the conversation too, just because of his team.
I'm not giving it to SGA. I don't give a fuck.
I feel like Jokic is gonna stop giving a fuck at some point. Like,
yeah, and someone else will take over though. That's what I think. Like, it's like my argument when like we bring up Jimmy Butler and like who's he gonna beat in the NBA Finals? There's always someone like better than him, type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess. But Tatum, I mean, yeah, he might not win MVP, but if he doesn't, he'll be like a Kawhi Leonard type of thing where I could see him still winning Finals MVPs and stuff, and just not having an MVP. Yeah. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard's situation is different, but just the fact Tatum's always on good teams and he'll have Finals MVPs, but you know,
and Kawhi he actually
individual respect.
Yeah, Kawhi actually doesn't even care about that too, but you can see that Tatum cares since the comments he brings up about it and stuff like that. So,
well, yeah, you want to actually cares about winning. Yeah, these players that be saying like, "Oh, I don't care about this," they actually like Jimmy Butler's the only person I believe that actually doesn't care.
These guys just want checks though. I know Jimmy and Kawhi just want like money.
I don't even think. Well, yeah, I don't even know if Jimmy wants to check. I think he just wants to be left alone. To be honest with you, you see that happened today. You saw that fight that happened today with the Pelicans.
He got choked out.
Wait,
I didn't see it.
By Najee Marshall, he choked him out.
I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Jimmy,
I'm gonna pull it up. Yeah.
Hey, Bez, while you pull that up, I have a question. If I click on my screen, stream this to your audience, is it going to